The Wizard of Oz, Part 2. So they sat down and listened while he told the following tale. I was born in Omaha. When I grew up, I became a ventriloquist, and at that, I was very well trained by a great master. I can imitate any kind of a bird or beast. Here he mewed so like a kitten that Toto pricked up his ears and looked everywhere to see where she was. After a time, continued Oz, I tired of that and became a balloonist. What is that? Asked Dorothy. A man who goes up in a balloon on circus day so as to draw a crowd of people together and get them to pay to see the circus, he explained. Oh, she said, I know. Well, one day I went up in a balloon and the ropes got twisted so that I couldn't come down again. For a day and a night I traveled through the air. On the morning of the second day, the balloon came down gradually. I found myself in the midst of a strange people who, seeing me come down from the clouds, thought I was a great wizard. Of course, I let them think so because they were afraid of me and promised to do anything I wished them to. Just to amuse myself and keep the good people busy, I ordered them to build this city and my palace. They did it all willingly and well. Then I thought, as the country was so green and beautiful, I would call it the Emerald City. And to make the name fit better, I put green spectacles on all the people so that everything they saw was green. But isn't everything here green? Asked Dorothy. No more than in any other city, replied Oz. But when you wear green spectacles, everything you see looks green to you. One of my greatest fears was the witches, for while I had no magical powers at all, I soon found out that the witches were really able to do wonderful things. There were 4 of them in this country, and they ruled the people who lived in the north and south and east and west. Fortunately, the witches of the north and south were good, and I knew they would do me no harm. But the witches of the east and west were terribly wicked, and had they not thought I was more powerful than they themselves, they would surely have destroyed me. I am happy that you have destroyed both the witches. I think you are a very bad man, said Dorothy. No, my dear. I'm really a very good man. But I'm a very bad wizard, I must admit. Can't you give me any brains? Asked the Scarecrow. You don't need them. You are learning something every day. A baby has brains, but it doesn't know much. Experience is the only thing that brings knowledge, and the longer you are on Earth, the more experience you are sure to get. That might be all true, said the Scarecrow, but I shall be very unhappy unless you give me brains. The false wizard looked at him carefully. Well, he said with a sigh, come to me tomorrow morning. I will stuff your head with brains. I cannot tell you how to use them. However, you must find that out for yourself. Oh, thank you, cried the Scarecrow. I'll find a way to use them, never fear. But how about my courage? Asked the Lion anxiously. You have plenty of courage, I'm sure, answered Oz. All you need is confidence in yourself. There is no living thing that is not afraid when it faces danger. True courage is in facing danger when you are afraid, and that kind of courage you have in plenty. Perhaps I have, but I'm scared just the same, said the Lion. I shall really be very unhappy unless you give me the sort of courage that makes one forget he is afraid. Very well. I will give you that sort of courage tomorrow, replied Oz. How about my heart? Asked the Tin Woodman. Why, as for that, answered Oz, I think you are wrong to want a heart. It makes most people unhappy. If you only knew it, you are in luck not to have a heart. That must be a matter of opinion, said the Tin Woodman. For my part, I will bear all the unhappiness without a murmur if you will give me a heart. Very well, answered Oz meekly. Come to me tomorrow, and you shall have a heart. I have played wizard for so many years that I might as well continue the part a little longer. Now, said Dorothy, how am I to get back to Kansas? We shall have to think about that, replied the little man. There is only one thing I ask in return for my help, such as it is. You must keep my secret and tell no one I am a humbug. They agreed to say nothing of what they had learnt and went back to their rooms in high spirits. Even Dorothy had hope that the great and terrible humbug, as she called him, would find a way to send her back to Kansas. And if he did, she was willing to forgive him everything. The wizard gives the Scarecrow brains, the Lion courage, and the Tin Woodman a heart. As for Dorothy, he plans to take her to Kansas in a balloon. Dorothy finds Toto chasing a kitten and gets down to catch him. Before she can come back, the ropes break and the wizard floats away alone. Her three friends try to help her reach Kansas. She, however, uses her silver shoes to return home. The Tin Woodman stays in the Wicked Witch's land as their king. The Scarecrow stays in the Emerald City as the ruler, and the Lion goes back to the forest as the king of the forest. At home, Dorothy finds that her silver shoes are lost in flight, never to be found